Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today's session. My name is Isabel. I am an event planner for the Reactor, joining you live from Sydney, Australia. Now, before we begin this fantastic session, I do have a quick housekeeping rules that I want to run by with you guys.
Hi, everyone. Welcome.
We are committed to fostering a welcoming, inclusive, and supportive environment for both our audience and presenters. While we absolutely encourage engagement in the chat, please let's keep the comments respectful, professional, and constructive throughout today's session. Today's session is being recorded and will be available to view on demand within 24 hours right here on the Microsoft Reactor YouTube channel. And if this is your first time attending a Microsoft Reactor session, please note that you must create a YouTube account in order to have access and interact in the chat. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us on social media or through the Reactor website. Thank you for joining today's session called 10 Best Practices for Mastering Data Factory in Microsoft Fabric. I am excited to introduce our fantastic presenters and will now be handing over the spotlight to them. Take it away, guys.
Thank you so much. Today we'll be exploring the 10 practical best practices to help you master Data Factory in Microsoft Fabric. Whether you're just starting or looking to level up, there's something here for you. Hi, my name is Vijita, and I'm a designer on the Data Factory team. With me, I have Ye, and he is a product manager on the team. Now, let's get started. In this session, we'll be discussing 10 important things to know about Data Factory, ranging from its concepts.
Vijita? Sorry to interrupt. It seems that your presentation is looking a little bit smaller. Could it be the monitor you're using by any chance?
Do you see the... Okay, let me try this.
There we go. Much better. Okay, yeah, good. Thank you so much.
Sorry about that. And thanks for giving me the heads up. So we'll be discussing these things on the agenda. So understanding the core components, modular pipeline design, parameterization for flexibility, optimizing data movement, performance tuning chips, secure by design, collaborating with Git integration, leveraging Copilot and AI, real-time intelligence, and also continuous learning. So first, let's understand the core components. So Microsoft Fabric is the unified data platform for AI transformation. Now, I like to compare Microsoft Fabric to Microsoft Office, where Office is a suite of productivity tools such as Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. Each is optimized for particular tasks like building a spreadsheet or writing documents. But the applications in Office share common elements, whether it's the user experience, how you spell check for things or copy and paste, or how you format text. And also at the foundational layer, it shares things like how you govern the applications, how you store, and how you collaborate on the files. Now you can think of Microsoft Fabric in a similar way. It's a suite of analytics tools. Whether you're integrating your data, building a data warehouse, analyzing your data in Power BI, each of the tools in Microsoft Fabric share common elements, like how you connect to your data, how you manage the artifacts in the workspaces, and how you move from test to dev to test to production. And you can manage security and compliance centrally with Microsoft Fabric. Now, Data Factory in Fabric is built in the unification of Azure Data Factory, which is our Pro data integration capability in Azure, along with Power Query, which is our self-service data preparation capability, which is embedded into things like Power BI, Excel, Dynamics, and Power Platform. Now, with these two combined, we have Data Factory in Microsoft Fabric, which is provided both no-code and low-code tools, no-code, low-code, and coding tools, and integrated SaaS platform, along with Copilot and this AI powered. We also integrate with open source data integration approaches. Let's look at how Data Factory supports all the major data integration critical capabilities, which includes rich connectivity, data movement, orchestration, transformation, with deployment options and observability. Here are some of the items that are provided with Data Factory in Microsoft Fabric. You have copy job to easily copy your data. You have pipelines to orchestrate and schedule things at scale. You have Data Flow Gen 2 to help prep, clean, and transform your data. You have Apache Airflow jobs to simplify creation and management of Apache Airflow environments. You have mirror databases to help you easily replicate data from an existing source into one lake. And you also have Azure Data Factory, which allows you to mount the existing Azure Data Factory into Fabric to monitor all pipelines in one platform. Now, if you want to learn more about Data Factory, of course, we have more of these Reactor sessions. Always check our website to see the upcoming schedules of events. Now that we have covered the basics, let's talk about how to structure your pipelines for scalability. Data pipelines are a common concept in data engineering and offers a wide variety of activities to orchestrate. This includes copy data, integrating your data flows, adding notebooks, getting the metadata, executing scripts, or storing or running your stored procedures. Now, one of the most effective strategies is to design your pipelines in a modular way. This means breaking down complex workflows into smaller, reusable components, each with a single responsibility. Think of it like building Lego blocks. Each module can be reused, tested independently, and swapped out without affecting the entire structure. Pipelines provide a visual way to complete the activities in a specific order. You can use data flows for data ingestion, transformation, and landing into a Fabric data store. Then you incorporate those data flows into a pipeline to orchestrate extra activities like running scripts or store procedure after the data flow has completed. On top of that, you can also schedule it to run using the pipeline. Now, similarly, you can also do the same by running a pipeline that already exists in your existing Azure Data Factory. Let's take a look at how that happens.
Have that blank pipeline canvas, and then we are going to use this involved pipeline activity to this canvas. And as we can see now, we have two involved pipeline activities currently in the pipeline tool here in Microsoft Fabric. The other one is the legacy tool that will probably get deprecated at some point. But with this new involved pipeline activity here, we can actually involve pipelines from Azure Data Factory or from Synapse Analytics. But today we're going to focus to Azure Data Factory. Also, we can trigger data pipelines in Microsoft Fabric as well. That is pretty standard stuff. But now we're going to tap the Azure Data Factory tab here and then configure this to run that data pipeline that I have in that Azure Data Factory. First, we would need to create a connection to that Azure Data Factory. I've already created a connection to that data factory, but I can show you how you would be able to create this connection by this More button here. And this will open up this pop-up where we can configure new connection. We have this Azure Data Factory here available. Here we could configure the connection to that Azure Data Factory. Basically, we will need the subscription ID, resource group name, data factory name to get started with here. All of these can be found here in Azure on the Data Factory page where you launch the Data Factory Studio. So here we have the resource group name, here we have the subscription ID, and here we can get the Data Factory name. And then we would input these values here. And after that, we would configure our connection credentials here and select the authentication method that we would like to use. Currently, we have only two options here, organizational account or service principal. And this is how you would configure the connection to that Azure Data Factory. Also, good thing to keep in mind that you need to make sure that you have sufficient accesses to this Azure Data Factory, or the service principal that you are using has sufficient access if you're going to use the service principal in your connection. You can go to this Azure Data Factory page and then you can check the access control tab here and select View My.
All right. I think he's getting into the more detailed stuff, but basically you are able to orchestrate your Azure Data Factory pipelines inside of Fabric itself. Now moving on, let's see how you can use parameters to make your pipelines dynamic and environment agnostic. This is essential for scaling across dev, test, and production. Parameterization allows you to make your pipelines dynamic and environment agnostic. So use pipelines parameters to switch between dev, test, and prod without rewriting the logic. Now, in order to do that, you will need to go into the pipelines, and when you select on the background of the pipeline editor, you will see a parameters tab. You can click on plus new to create a new parameter. Like this example here is creating a lakehouse name with the default value of my lakehouse. Now, in order to use this parameter, you can use it as a dynamic content. So when the add dynamic content window is displayed, it allows you to specify any kind of dynamic content, which includes the parameters that we just defined, system variables, functions, along with other variables in the system. So please experiment with this feature. Now that we've made our pipelines flexible, let's make them faster. Now let's look at how to optimize the data movement. One thing I want to mention is fast copy. The fast copy feature helps you enhance the performance and cost efficiency of your data flow Gen 2. So this allows you to ingest large amounts of data efficiently, and it leverages the same backend as copy activity in data pipelines. How it works is that if after you enable this capability, data flows automatically switch to the backend when data size exceeds a particular threshold without needing to change anything during authoring of the data flows, which helps to reduce the data processing duration and helps improve the cost efficiency. In order to do this, when you go into your Power Query data flows, go to Options, go to Scale, and enable this allow use of fast copy connectors. To go even further, you can also set some particular queries to require fast copy so that it would always be using fast copy and would only run on fast copy. If you want to learn more about setting up your fast copy in Dataflow Gen 2, please check out this documentation. It is in the Microsoft Learn. The topic there is fast copy in Dataflow Gen 2. Now, onwards to more performance tuning tips. Another tip that I want to mention is using reorder. Now, what is reorder? Reorder is a write-time optimization for the Parquet file format that enables fast reads under Microsoft Fabric compute engines like Power BI, SQL, Spark, and others. Now, how does that work? It improves the data access time and provides cost efficiency and performance by applying sorting, row group distribution, dictionary encoding, and compression on the Parquet files. Not using this reordering feature can lead to slower query performance and higher costs due to inefficient data scanning. Now, other tips and tricks here. Data partitioning. So partitioning data effectively can lead to significant performance improvements in data processing tasks, reducing time and resource usage. You can also do parallel execution and enable parallel execution of the task through effective data handling can dramatically enhance processing speed and efficiency. So you can do that either with the pipeline by using the for each activity. You can see the batch count, and which is the maximum number of parallel runs of the inner activities, or you can also do it in Spark with the high concurrency mode. Now, it's always important to monitor your metrics. Regularly monitoring pipeline performance and analyzing metrics can help identify optimization opportunities. Next, I will ask Ye to help us walk through Secure by Design.
Yes, thank you, Bachita. So, hello everyone. So this is Ye. I'm the product manager from data integration team. So I'm gonna take care of the rest of the item for today's session. So yeah, the first topic we're gonna discuss here is the security by design. So we know security is always top of mind. So you are always subject to do a regular security audit to ensure the compliance with the security standard, to implement data encryption to protect sensitive data either within the data store or during data movement. So enhance the overall security. You are also subject to establish the robust access control to restrict your data access to the only authorized the person, right? And you are also subject to provide training to your employee on the best practice and the compliance. So yeah, so basically security should be building and do use all the things like managed identity, RBAC, encryption to protect your data. So for example, when your project failed due to missing a back row, it can be easily fixed by updating your policy, the security policy. So moving to the next page is more talking about the tool and the feature to help you to ensure the security, right? The Data Factory in Fabric provide a bunch of the security related feature so that you can ensure your data security by managing the private endpoint or the workspace identity or else to ensure the compliance to prevent any unauthorized access. So by managing your private endpoint, you can restrict data access to the specific virtual network to enhance your data going to be in secure and a compliant way, right? Will not be attacked by any the tool outside of your network. By using the workspace identity, it can ensure the only authorized user can access your data resource without others. These are the security. So let's move to the next topic related to the collaboration with your Git integration. For this one, so Data Factory in Fabric also facilitate team collaboration on development through the feature like the Git integration, right? So the team can work together on your development pipeline or review the changes or manage the version. So for example, so using the Git integration, so multiple team members can work together to track the changes to ensure the latest version is always up to date, right? So in Microsoft Fabric, Git integration allows developer to back up and version your work. You can either see the latest version or revert to the previous stage, and it can be easy for you to collaborate using the Git branches. So the Git support in Fabric include either the Azure repo or the GitHub, so that you can just manage your Fabric item using any familiar code control tool here. This is for the Git collaboration. So now let's move to the next topic. The next page is to talk about how AI enable in Data Factory. So move to the detail. Here we can see basically Copilot is an AI-driven assistant that enhances your productivity by providing your suggestion or automate any of your tasks. So this will be closely working with you side by side to make you be very productive and help you to be more successful when you create your data integration solution. So it can improve a lot of things, including the data handling, collaboration, or simplify the complex task. So in the next page, you can see some of the more concrete information here is that so Copilot can generate transformation, validate data quality, and summarize pipeline. So acting like a data engineer is sitting with you to help you, right? So for example, one of the features in Data Factory related to Copilot is Error Assistant, which allow you to quickly identify issues and get the actionable recommendation with that. So when your pipeline or data flow Gen 2 failed, right? So this feature going to help you to clear understand what is the error message means and provide your contextual troubleshooting assistant with some suggestion on the next step so that you can gonna very quickly to resolve your failure in the pipeline and the data flow Gen 2. Okay, so this is for the AI in the Copilot. So next thing is related to the real-time intelligence. Real-time intelligence is powerful services that empower everyone in your organization to extract insight and visualize your data in motion. So it offers an end-to-end solution for an event-driven scenario or streaming your data or data log. It can seamlessly connect to the time-based data from a big variety of sources with the connectors, and then enable immediate the visual insight and quick triggered actions. Once you get connected to any of your streaming data, so the entire fabric, the entire SaaS solution become accessible for you, right? So the real-time intelligence can handle the real-time data ingestion, transformation, modeling, analysis, visualization, and real-time actions. So when your data landed by the real-time intelligence into Fabric, so your data can be remaining protect governance and integrate across your organization by aligning with all the other Fabric artifacts. So real-time intelligence gonna transform your data into a dynamics and actionable resource that drive the value across your entire organization. For the next page, you're gonna see with the real-time analysis, it's gonna enable you and your organization to make your decision quickly and responding to the changing condition and the data quickly. And also with that, with the same feature, the business analyzer can use or can optimize your operation, right? Reducing the waste and improve your productivity in real time. So the real-time analysis can also be applied to a different industry, including the financial, healthcare, the marketing, to enhance the performance and the customer's satisfaction here. So in the next slide, you're going to see the major use cases. So event stream here can allow you to obtain the immediate insight from the streaming data or enhance the decision-making process. And it can also enable the ingestion and processing data in a real-time manner from different sources, for example, the IoT devices. And it can also allow you to visualize your data in a dashboard, allowing quick insight and responsive actions. Okay, so moving to the next. Now we have already quickly gone through the 10 important things to know about Data Factory. So you can continue learning with the resource like the online courses, the webinar, the article, and the Microsoft Fabric blog here. Moving to the next slide. So this is actually the last slide for today's session. For a recap, so in today's session, we have already discussed the 10 important things to know about Data Factory, from a very basic concept to the advanced feature, right? So we have covered the Git collaboration, the performance tuning, the integration capability, the use of Copilot AI, the real-time analysis, security, troubleshooting, and also the continuous learning resources. So hope this session gonna give you a better clarity about the Data Factory in Microsoft Fabric. And thank you again for your times. And we are looking forward to seeing you in our future Data Factory session at Microsoft Reactors. So this is the end of the session today. And have a good rest of the day.